Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
Hare Hare Hare
राधा शिव सदी गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदी गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदी गौर भक्त वृंदा हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपी कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदानेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की
जय।
Jai.
हरे कृष्णा तरुण
Hare Krishna Gajendra. Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna
Ajay
everyone.
Sachin Hare Krishna. Right. तो हम लोग we started chapter 16 yesterday of Canto 3 and we completed till श्लोक 7. तो इस वक्त जैसे Lord Vishnu came to at the 7th layer like where Jay and Vijay were and all the Sanat Kumars. तो सनत कुमार सब जय और विजय को ऑलमोस्ट श्राम दे चुके थे एंड उस समय भगवान विष्णु आते हैं एंड सनत कुमार डू द प्रेयर्स ऑफ लॉर्ड विष्णु एंड देन लॉर्ड विष्णु इज स्पीकिंग राइट सो नाउ लॉर्ड विष्णु इज स्पीकिंग टू सनत कुमार so that's what we are reading right now so we'll start with shlok 8 Anil ji
Naham tadadmi yajman havi virtane Shyotat taplup tamadana hutabanga mukhena Yad brahmanasya mukatascharot anubhasam Tustasya maya bahi Tairni jakarma pakeh I do not enjoy the oblations offered by the sacrificers in the sacrificial fire, which is one of my own mouths, with the same relish as I do the delicacies overflowing with ghee, which are offered to the mouths of the Brahmins who have dedicated to me, the results of their activities, and who are ever satisfied with my prasad. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what Lord Vishnu is telling Sanat Kumars is, the sacrificial fire, जितने भी यज्ञ होते हैं, यज्ञ में आहुति दी जाती है, so that's all okay, but I relish more the ghee which are offered to the mouths of the Brahmins, and Brahman is not by birth Brahman, but the Brahman is the one who is a pure devotee of the Lord, right? Who is dedicated all the results of their activities to Lord Vishnu. Yeah, like all the karmas they are doing it for the on behalf of the Lord, right? Everything they do, that's how you get rid of the karmas. That's what's like. How do you get rid of the karmas? Everyone has to do karma in this world, but the people who have dedicated their karmas to Lord Vishnu, right, to Lord Krishna, they are the true devotees, and the delicacies to those devotees is what Lord relishes much more, right? And that's what Lord Vishnu is saying to Sanat Kumars. Tarun?
येषां बिभर्मि परमि अहं Akhanda Vikunda Yoga Maya Vibhuti Ramalangri Raja Kirote Vipransatu ko na vishet yadhar nanyabha saghad sadha punati saha chandra lamana lokan. Translation: I am the master of my unobstructed internal energy, and the water of the Ganges is the remnant left after my feet are washed. That water sanctifies the three worlds along with Lord Shiva, who bears it on his head. If I can take the dust of the feet of the Vaishnavas on my head, who will refuse to do the same? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I mean, this is kind of huge, right? We were, what Lord Shiva is telling to all the Sanat Kumars, who are the greatest rishis, right? Who have done the self-realization and who are devotee of the Lord. Yeah? What Lord Vishnu is saying is, if I can take the dust of the feet of the Vaishnava on my head, who will refuse to do the same? Like basically of the devotees, dust, right? Their feet's dust is of such a importance. And he's saying, because as we already know, right, the water of the Ganges comes from Lord Vishnu's feet and is handled by Lord Shiva on earth. Yeah? Says yes, Sah Chandra Lalam Lokan. That's Lord Shiva. Yeah. So that's how Lord Narayan is talking to Sanat Kumars. Sachin?
ये में तनुर्द्वि जवार हिंदू हतिर्मर्दिया भूतान्य लब्ध शरणानि च भेद बुद्ध्या द्रक्षान्त्य घक्षेत दृशो यहि मन्या वस्तान गृध्रा रुषा मम कुशन्त्य धिदर्नेतुः. The brahmanas, the cows, and the defenseless creatures are my own body. Those whose faculty of judgment has been impaired by their own sin look upon these as distinct from me. They are just like furious serpents, and they are angrily torn apart by the bills of the vulture-like messengers of Yamaraja, the superintendent of sinful persons. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ajay?
ये ब्राह्मणान्यमनि धिया क्षिप्तो रचयन्त स्त्रुषद्विद स्मित सुधोषित पद्यवक्ता वाण्यान् नुराग कलयात्मज्वद गृणन्तः संबोधयन्त महित्वा हमुपाहस्ते. On the other hand, they captivate my heart, who are gladdened in the heart, and who their lotus faces, enlightened by the nectarian smiles, respect the Brahmanas, even though the Brahmanas utter harsh words. They look upon the Brahmanas as my own self and pacify them by praising them in loving words, even as a son would appease an angry father, or as I am pacifying you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Right, so as we all know, right, that the devotees, Sanat Kumars, are quite upset at Jay and Vijay, right, because they stopped them, right, from meeting the Lord himself, and the Lord himself has come, and now Lord himself is telling all this to Sanat Kumars. Yeah. Linaji?
Hare हरे कृष्णा भैया, आज तीज का व्रत था, इस वजह से आरती में थोड़ा देर हो गई।
अच्छा, आज तीज है क्या?
जी, हरतालिका तीज।
ओके। अच्छा, हमारे यहाँ पे लास्ट वीक करे थे शायद, लास्ट टू लास्ट वीक।
अच्छा अच्छा,
That's fine. Yeah.
ओके। तन्मे स्वभर्तुर्वसाय मल क्षमाणो युष्मद्वते क्रम गतिम प्रतिपद्य सद्यः भूयो ममान्ति कमिताम तदनुग्रहो मे यत्कल्पताम चरितो भृतयोर्विवासः। These servants of mine have transgressed against you, not knowing the mind of their master. I shall therefore deem it a favor done to me if you order that, although reaping the fruit of their transgression, they may return to my presence soon, and the time of their exile from my abode may expire before long. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Lord Vishnu is saying this to the Sanat Kumars. These servants of mine have transgressed against you. Whom Lord Vishnu is talking about here?
So Jay and Vijay.
Jay and Vijay, yeah. Not knowing the mind of their masters. He's talking about Jay and Vijay. And then Lord Vishnu is saying that to Sanat Kumar, I shall therefore deem it as a favor done to me. Yeah, it says, Tad anugrahu me. If you order that although reaping the fruits of their transgression, right, they may return to my presence soon. Yeah. So he's requesting Sanat Kumar that after the Shra, right, they can they return back to my abode, yeah, before long. And it says here the Lord is so kind to his devotees that he took all the responsibility for the doorman's offense and requested the sages to give them facilities to return to Vaikuntha as soon as possible. Yeah. Brahmovacha yat tashoshatim devi mrisikulam saraswatim nashivatyamanyudastanam tesham atma payatripyata. So Brahma continued. Even though the sages had been bitten by the serpent of anger, their souls were not satiated with hearing the Lord's lovely and illuminating speech, which was like a series of Vedic hymns. Yeah. So what it's saying here is Lord Brahma, of course, on the other side, I mean here Lord Vishnu is talking to Sanat Kumars, but that is being described by Lord Brahma to all the Devatas. Yeah, if you remember. And so Lord Brahma is continuing telling Devatas that even though sages became angry, right, but their souls, because they are hearing Lord's lovely voice, you know, they felt like they are hearing all the Vedic hymns. Yeah. Anilji?
Yeah. Satim vyadaya shrana manto lakmi gurvart gahoram vigahya gadham gambhiram vidustaschi kirshatam. The Lord's excellent speech was difficult to comprehend because of its momentous import and its most profound significance. The sages heard it with wide open ears and pondered it as well. But although hearing, they could not understand what he intended to do. Hare Krishna.
Right. So the Sanat Kumars heard Lord Vishnu, right, as we read, yeah, and pondered on it as well, thought about it like Gambhiram, but they could not understand what Lord intended to do. Yeah. Tarun?
Te yoga maya yara prabdhapara meshtam muhodayam prokyuh pranajalayo vipraha prahatrahata sabhita tvacha. Translation. The four Brahmana sages were nevertheless extremely delighted to behold him, and they experienced a thrill throughout their bodies. They then spoke as follows to the Lord, who had revealed the multi-glories of the Supreme Personality through his internal potency, Yogamaya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So the sages did not understand what Lord Vishnu is intended to do, but they were experiencing a thrill throughout their bodies, right? Because the Lord had revealed the multi-glories of the internal potency. Yeah. So then they spoke to the Lord. So let's see what they speak to Lord Vishnu. Yeah. Sachin.
ऋषय उचु न वयं भगवन् विद्यस्तव देव चिकीर्षितम् कृतो मे अनुग्रहश्चेति यदध्यक्षः प्रभाषसे. The sages said, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are unable to know what you intend for us to do. For even though you are the Supreme Ruler of all, you speak in our favor as if we had done something good for you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so sages are saying, all the Sanat Kumar, that we are unable to know what you intended for us to do, but the fact that you speak in our favor, right? Why they are saying that? Because as we know, like in previous slokas, Lord Narayan, जो भी बोल रहे हैं, he's saying about the devotees, right? Like the devotees are lotus feet, dust, everyone can take on their head, and he likes what Lord, all the devotees are offered more than even what is offered in Yajna, right? So those are the previous shlokas. So that's what Sanat Kumars are saying, that we don't know what you are intending, but you are the supreme ruler, but still you are speaking in our favor. Say that the sages could understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is above everyone, was speaking as if he were in the wrong. Therefore, it was difficult for them to understand the words of the Lord. They could understand, however, that the Lord was speaking in such a humble way just to show them his all merciful favor. Ajay?
Brahmanya Sam Param Devam Brahmana Kilte Prabhu Vipranam Devanam Bhagwan Natmam Devatam. O Lord, you are the supreme director of the Brahmanical culture. You're considering the Brahmanas to be in the highest position as your example for teaching others. Actually, you are the supreme worshipable deity, not only for the gods, but for the Brahmanas also. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. And Sanat Kumars themselves are saying, you are the supreme worshipable deity. Yeah. Says Vipranam Deva Devanam Bhagwana Atma Devatam. Yeah. And not only for the gods, but for the Brahmins too. And Brahmins here, as we saw, Brahman is not like by birth born in a Brahmin family, but the Brahman is the one who is totally dedicated and devoted to Lord Sri Krishna, and the one who has surrendered all their karmas to Lord Sri Krishna. That is what a Brahman is. That's what a Vaishnava is. And and the fact that Lord Vishnu is considering Brahmins to be in the highest position. Rinaji?
त्वत्तः सनातनो धर्मो रक्ष्यते तनुभिस्तव धर्मस्य परमो गुह्यो निर्विकारो भवान् मतः. You are the source of eternal occupation of all living entities, and by your multi-manifestation of personalities of Godhead, you have always protected religion. You are the supreme objective of religious principles, and in our opinion, you are inexhaustible and unchangeable eternally. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So Sanat Kumars continue to talk to Lord Vishnu, right? Sanatana Dharmo Rakshate. Then it says like Nirvikaro Bhavan Matah. Yeah, and then also he's also unchangeable eternally, of course, right? Taranti Raj Jasa Mrityum Nivrita Yad Anugrahat Yoginah Se Bhavan Kim Sridhanu Grihot Yat Pare. So mystics and transcendentalists, by the mercy of the Lord, cross beyond nescience by ceasing all material desires. It is not possible, therefore, that the Supreme Lord can be favored by others. Like nobody can do favor to Supreme Lord, is what is being mentioned here. Yeah, and actually, nice purport. Let's read this through.
Unless one is favored by the Supreme Lord, one cannot cross over the ocean of the nescience of repeated birth and death. Here it is stated that yoga or mistakes cross beyond nescience by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are many kinds of mistakes, such as the karma yoga yogi, jnana yogi, dhyana yogi, and the birth bhakti yogi. The karmis particularly search after the favor of the demigods. The jnanis want to become one with the Supreme Absolute Truth, and the yogis are satisfied simply with partial vision of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If Paramatma and ultimately by oneness with Him.
You are able to see properly, Tarun, right? Do you want me to zoom in?
It's okay now.
Okay. Yeah. So here, what is being mentioned is that repeated birth and death, right? And that can be avoided only by Supreme Personality of God's mercy and by total devotion. But then there are four kind of yoga, right? As we know. So Karma Yoga is there, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. So if you read Bhagavad Gita, right, in different chapters, Lord Krishna talks about the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. And that's what it's explaining here, that the karmis, the people who believe in only the Karma Yoga, they search after the favor of the demigods, devatas, right? Because they do good karmas and get good reactions of that. The Jnanis, right? The Jnanis want to become one with the Supreme Absolute Truth. So you hear a lot of people who have self-realized after a lot of meditation, but they think they are one and one with the Supreme Truth. And then you have the who will be also doing a self-realization, right? But getting to Paramatma, right? The Jnanis will also go to the soul realization, but the yogis and the Dhyana yogis go to the Paramatma, next version, right? And but then be ultimately one with the Paramatma, right? So that's what it's saying. But the bhaktas, and that's what the next one is, Sachin.
But the bhaktas, the devotees, who want to associate with Supreme Personality of Godhead eternally and serve Him, it has already been admitted that the Lord is eternal, and those who want the favor of the Supreme Lord perpetually are also eternal. Therefore, yogis here means devotees. By the mercy of the Lord, devotees can easily pass beyond the nescience of birth and death and attain the eternal abode of the Lord. The Lord is therefore not in the need of another's favor because no one is equal to or greater than Him. Actually, everyone needs the favor of the Lord for successful understanding of His human mission. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So in this purport, basically all the four types of yogas is described. But at the end, it says very clearly, right, the bhaktas, the devotees, like also what is explained in Bhagavad Gita, that the easiest and the best is the bhakti yoga, where you associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead eternally and serve Him, surrender unto Him. Yeah, that's the bhakti yoga. Ajay?
Yam vai vibhuti rupayatmanev vel manye ratharthibhi swasharisa dhrita padrenu dhanya घृत तुलसी नव दामधानो लोकम मधुव्रत paterev kamyana. The goddess of fortune Lakshmi, the dust of whose feet is worn on the head by others, waits upon you as appointed, for she is anxious to secure a place in the abode of the king of bees, who hovers on the fresh wreath of tulsi leaves offered at your feet by some blessed devotee.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, so Sanat Kumars are describing like Lord Narayan's feet, right? Like even the tulsi leaves, which are offered on Lord's feet, and then with the kind of bees who hover because of the fresh wreath of the tulsi leaves, even, Goddess Lakshmi, is anxious to secure a place in the abode of the king of bees, who hovers on the fresh wreath of tulsi leaves offered at your feet by some blessed devotee. Right? So that's where the devotee has been described. Like every time you will see, like everywhere in the temple, and that's the significance of the tulsi plant. That's why every prasad and every time we offer tulsi leaves. And just read this quickly, Reenaji.
As previously described, Tulsi has attained all superior qualities due to being placed at the lotus feet of the Lord. The comparison made here is very nice. As the king of bees hovers over the Tulsi leaves offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, so Lakshmi, the goddess who is sought by the demigods, Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, and everyone else, always engages in rendering service to the lotus feet of the Lord. The conclusion is that no one can be the benefactor of the Lord. Everyone is actually the servant of the Lord, of the servant of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So, I think we are going to pause here. Yeah. We'll start Shlok 21st next week, since it's Thursday. But that's how Sanat Kumars are praying to Lord Vishnu. So we'll continue reading that, and meanwhile have a nice long weekend. Okay, we'll see you back on Monday. And is 9:15 good?
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah.
Fine, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll just keep it as at 9:15 in that case. Yeah. And let's start the weekend with nice darshan of Vrindavan in India. Yeah, Vrindavan ISKCON temple's Shingar darshan. So we'll see that, and then we'll see you on Monday. Okay. Any comments? Okay. So let's hear the nice kirtan and then we'll see.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,